Would you like me to sort your delivery?
You are generous as you are divine, oh booty queens and booty queens.
I don't give a damn what you're entitled to. So if you don't like it, you can take back your food and your castle and right off.
You should treat Brooks with more respect.
Welcome to Mystery Pony Fiction, hosted by the Mystery Fluttershy fan.
Vanilla Cream Cake by Omegathyst. Outside Applejack's barn were several tables with various cakes, cupcakes, and a moderately sized stack of gifts. Surrounding the tables were orange and pink balloons everywhere Applejack looked. Such an odd colour pairing, although Pinky ain't exactly a normal Earth pony. Applejack smirked at the thought, and watched as a much taller Twilight Sparkle was feeling her hoof around Sugarbell's belly, with Big Mac watching the two mares interact. Applejack felt her heart brightening with a glowing light inside of her as she took it all in. It had been almost 2 years since Equestria united against and defeated the Legion of Doom, and about 5 months since Sugarbell announced that she was expecting Big Mac's fall. Applejack glanced over at Rainbow Dash, who had her wing wrapped around Fluttershy, and expected that her new roommate was going to move out before long. Applejack smiled at the two Pegasus mares, and for her brother and his wife, knowing that even without a partner, Applejack knew that all of these ponies were here for her and her birthday. As she walked over to the fold-in table closest to her, Applejack looked at the biggest cake that Pinky had brought, a simple vanilla cream cake with vanilla frosting, and a 2 and 5 candle together. Applejack heard some pony bounce up to her side, and knew who it was from the smell of strawberries and cream. Hey, Pinky? Applejack stammered. Is this my birthday cake? It sure is! Pinky hopped up and down. Isn't it perfect? Yeah, I guess I just thought it'd be something more like an apple pie or cake. Applejack shrugged. Well, I did bring apple empanadas, apple fritters, caramel apples. Pinky drifted off, and Applejack looked over and flinched at how wide Pinky's pupils were, like Applejack was all that existed in that very moment. But this cake is one of my favourite cakes! It's a bestseller at the Sugar Cube Corner. Huh, I'd have thought you'd like something with 50 different candies on it. Applejack laughed a little, like an explosion of sugar enough to get you bouncing off the walls. Oh, don't get me wrong, those are pretty good too, Pinky explained. And you'll try this cake soon enough, and I Pinky promise that you'll love it. Walk with me? Oh, sure, why not, Sugar Cube? Applejack walked up the hill with Pinky bouncing beside her, and felt the sun shining brighter on the trees as her eyes went up and down, with each time Pinky jumped towards the sky and landed back down on the grass. So, I heard Cheese Sandwich was back in town. Yeah, he is. Pinky stopped bouncing up and down and gave a strange smile. We've been hanging out a bit. And do you see yourself with him? Applejack spoke again as soon as she saw Pinky's smile fading. I figured as much. Don't get me wrong, he's really fun to hang out with, Pinky insisted. But do you remember how we treated each other when we first met, competing to the point where I felt worthless as a party pony? Wait a second. He ain't going out of his way to make you feel worthless, is he? Applejack growled. No, not at all, Pinky gasped. But I don't want to feel like I'm competing with my special sun pony in the talent that I cherish most. You saw what that did to me. Understand, Applejack nodded. What about Princess Skystar? You got along with her pretty well. She is really cute, Pinky agreed. But she lives on Mount Aris. Plus, I have been thinking of some pony more different than me. Some pony more down to earth? Applejack suggested, and flinched when Pinky jumped in the air and grinned from ear to ear. Yes, exactly, Pinky exclaimed. Some pony that can show me that there's more to life than my parties, that sometimes beauty is in the simple parts of life. That does make sense, Applejack nodded. I swore that Rainbow Dash moved in to make a move, but I've been seeing her hanging out with Fluttershy more and more, which is fine, but would have been nice to have a mare friend to be part of my family. Family? Pinky nodded, staring deep into Applejack's eyes as she clarified. Family is very important to me too. How have they been, by the way? Applejack asked. Your other sisters find their special stunt ponies? No, they've been taking care of the farm still, Pinky replied. Although I've wanted to move down there, there's so many more ponies to meet and talk to here, and I just don't want to see them just waste away, Applejack suggested, and noticed various strands of Pinky's mane straightening as she slowly nodded her head. The farm pony felt her head come up blank with what to do in this situation, and so she came closer and wrapped her foreleg around Pinky. It's okay, Pinky. I'm not sure how to help them without taking them away from the rock farm, but we can visit them and figure something out. You mean that? Pinky looked at Applejack, and their muzzles were centimetres apart as Applejack continued to hold Pinky in an embrace. I do, Applejack whispered, and barely had time to gasp as Pinky leaned forward, sealing the distance with a kiss that wasn't anything like Applejack had experienced before. All her life, it was just taking care of apples by doing this or that, eat apple this or that. Everything was about apples. But Pinky's words became crystal clear as Applejack tasted an entirely new flavour on her lips. A bright and sweet flavour, yet tame and simple at the same time. Applejack couldn't put her hoop on the exact kind of flavour until she had returned to the party. Her and Pinky walking with their pelts pressed against one another as their friends rejoiced over the two mares getting together. Applejack then tried the cake and tasted the exact same taste. Sweet and simple.
I need you when you need me. What else more could someone need? You got a key and I've got a lock. Let's build a house upon a rock. Let's build a house upon a rock. And if that well runs dry, that'll never cross our minds. So bring on the aftershock. Let's build a house upon a rock. Let's build a house upon a rock.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed what you heard, please consider joining my Patreon, patreon.com/TMFF, to get early access to audiobooks and to be able to request I do a reading of what you want, provided the author approves. Thank you to artlist.io for providing the massive music and sound effect library that I have to work with. And most of all, thank you to the bronies who write the amazing stories that inspire me to make these. Fluttershy and Izzy are best ponies. I now have a Discord server where you can join in and chat with other fanfiction fans. If you enjoy what I do, you can donate to me on Ko-Fi, links in the description.